Charles Matthews, a 50-year-old self-made businessman, is the CEO of a global manufacturing empire. With his years of hard work, he has managed to build an empire from scratch, becoming a leading figure in the manufacturing sector. Charles has earned a reputation as an efficient, no-nonsense business leader, known for his firm hand in running his business. He has built his fortune in real estate, luxury goods, and industrial products. His wealth and influence afford him a lavish lifestyle, including a grand estate, luxury cars, and all the trappings of success. Charles's life, however, is not without its sacrifices. Despite the outward appearance of perfection, his personal life is marked by emotional distance. He has built walls around himself, especially when it comes to his family. His relationships are more about maintaining his reputation than building emotional connections. His focus has always been on business success, at the expense of his relationships and personal fulfillment. His children, especially his son Adam, feel the weight of this cold approach. Adam Matthews, Charles's 24-year-old son, has always struggled to meet his father's expectations. While Adam has enjoyed the benefits of his father's wealth, he has felt disconnected from the lifestyle that his father has built. Adam, unlike Charles, doesn't have the same passion for business as his father. Instead, he is deeply interested in new technologies, innovation, and finding modern ways of doing business that break from the old guard's traditions. But despite Adam's dreams and ambition, he feels suffocated under the weight of his father's expectations, forced to follow a path he doesn't want. Adam Matthews, while born into a world of privilege, has always felt stifled by the wealth that has shaped his life. From an early age, Adam was groomed to take over his father's company, but the pressure to fit into a mold of corporate success left him restless. Adam has dreams of changing the world with new ideas, focusing on innovation and technology, yet he feels caught between two worlds. On one hand, he feels the weight of his father's expectations to step into the role of CEO, but on the other hand, he is drawn to a modern way of doing business that embraces the future rather than adhering to old, traditional values. Adam wants to carve his own path, exploring areas like sustainability, technology-driven manufacturing, and creating solutions to modern problems. His vision for the future conflicts with the values of his father, who believes in maintaining the status quo and upholding tradition. Adam's relationship with his father has always been strained, as Charles sees his son's reluctance to follow in his footsteps as laziness and a lack of commitment. For Adam, the desire to follow his own dreams and take the company into a new direction is a battle between his passion for innovation and his father's deep-rooted values. This internal conflict leaves Adam frustrated and unsure of what to do. He doesn't want to disappoint his father, but he doesn't want to live a life devoid of personal fulfillment. He wants to take risks, but he also feels pressured to meet his father's high expectations. Adam's journey is one of self-discovery and finding his own identity outside of his father's shadow. But how will he find the courage to pursue his vision in the face of overwhelming opposition from his family and legacy? Frustrated with his son's reluctance to follow in his footsteps, Charles devises a plan to teach Adam the value of hard work. Charles believes that Adam's dissatisfaction with the family business stems from a lack of understanding of what it takes to run a successful company. In Charles's eyes, Adam is just a spoiled child who needs to learn the value of discipline and manual labor. To remedy this, Charles decides that the best way for Adam to learn is by spending the summer working at the factory where the business started. Forcing Adam to work at the factory feels like a harsh punishment to Adam, who is accustomed to a life of privilege and comfort. The thought of working alongside factory employees in what he perceives as menial labor seems beneath him, but his father is insistent. Charles believes that if Adam experiences firsthand the hard work it takes to keep the company running, he will gain a greater appreciation for the business and a deeper understanding of its value. However, for Adam, this decision feels more like a humiliation than a lesson, and he resents his father's authoritarian approach. Despite his reservations, Adam reluctantly agrees to work at the factory. As he steps into the factory, he is confronted with an environment completely different from the high-rise offices and corporate boardrooms he's used to. The noise, the repetition, and the physicality of the work make Adam feel like a fish out of water. He struggles to adapt to the work culture and begins to question whether his talents and ambitions will ever be recognized in this traditional world. He feels trapped in a place where his innovative ideas seem irrelevant, and his creativity is stifled by the mundane work that surrounds him. The first few weeks of Adam's time at the factory are difficult, to say the least. Adam feels out of place, isolated, and overwhelmed by the pace and demands of factory work. Unlike the office settings where he is used to giving orders and making strategic decisions, Adam is now an anonymous employee blending in with the workforce. He is expected to carry out repetitive tasks, and his interactions with the factory workers are limited to basic communication. The lack of intellectual stimulation and the constant physical strain make Adam question whether his father's methods will help him learn or simply break his spirit. As Adam adjusts to the factory setting, he begins to feel a deep sense of frustration. He can't ignore the disconnect between his own vision for the company and the work that is required of him in the factory. He recognizes that the factory needs modernization, new ideas, and better systems to thrive in the changing world of business. But he feels stifled by the old-fashioned methods that dominate the company. His desire to create something new and innovative clashes with the reality of his situation, making him wonder if he will ever be able to break free from his father's expectations. Adam's struggle isn't just internal, it's also external. He faces skepticism from the factory workers and resistance from his own colleagues who see him as the privileged son of the boss rather than a capable business leader. Adam feels disillusioned by the traditional business practices that his father values and begins to question his future within the company. How can he possibly succeed in an environment that doesn't allow for change or new ideas? Despite the difficult and discouraging start, Adam begins to observe the inefficiencies in the company's operations. While working on the factory floor, Adam notices several outdated systems and manual processes that slow down production. The factory is still operating on old machinery, and there seems to be a lack of technological integration that could improve efficiency and reduce costs. Adam, with his background in business and technology, starts to see solutions to the problems that have held the factory back for years. He identifies ways in which modern automation and updated workflows could drastically improve the company's productivity and profitability. One day, while discussing the factory's inefficiencies with one of the managers, Adam suggests implementing an automated system to streamline production. He proposes using modern software to track inventory, reduce waste, and improve workflow. The idea seems radical to those around him, but Adam is convinced that it could save the company money and bring it into the 21st century. The more Adam thinks about it, the more he realizes that his vision for the company's future lies in technology and innovation, not in rigid tradition. Despite the skepticism he faces, Adam continues to work on refining his idea, confident that it could revolutionize not only the factory, but the company as a whole. It's a bold idea, one that could change the way the business operates and potentially solve the challenges that have plagued the company for years. But will he have the courage to present it to his father, knowing that it will be met with resistance? Or will he continue to fight for his vision despite the odds? Adam, now more confident in his innovative idea, prepares to pitch it to his father, Charles. He knows that convincing Charles will be difficult. His father has always been steadfast in his belief in traditional methods, and any change to the company's established systems is likely to be met with resistance. However, Adam believes that his idea could not only save the company, but also position it as a leader in the modern business world. Despite his doubts, Adam decides that he must present his proposal, hoping that his father will see the potential. When Adam pitches the idea to Charles, he begins by explaining the inefficiencies he's observed on the factory floor. He presents a detailed plan for automating key production processes, using cutting-edge technology to reduce labor costs and improve productivity. Adam emphasizes how automation could help the company stay competitive, attract new clients, and increase profit margins. He also highlights the long-term benefits, such as streamlining operations and reducing the environmental impact of the company's practices. However, Charles is not impressed. He listens to Adam's pitch with skepticism, dismissing the idea as impractical and unnecessary. Charles argues that the company has succeeded for decades using traditional methods, and he sees no reason to change what has been working. He insists that the factory's workers take pride in doing things the old-fashioned way, and he believes that introducing automation will only alienate the workforce and disrupt the company's culture. Despite the rejection, Adam refuses to give up. He knows that his father's resistance comes from a place of fear, fear of change, fear of risk, and fear of losing control over the business. Adam resolves to continue advocating for his idea, determined to prove that innovation is the way forward for the company, even if it means challenging his father's long-standing beliefs. Charles's refusal to accept Adam's proposal is rooted in a deep-seated belief in the value of hard work, discipline, and tradition. For Charles, success has always come from perseverance and manual effort. He sees the rise of automation and technology as a threat to the very values he built his company upon. To him, the idea of relying on machines instead of human labor represents a loss of control and a betrayal of the company's legacy. As the conflict between father and son intensifies, Adam begins to feel the weight of his father's expectations more acutely. He is frustrated by his father's refusal to see the value in his ideas, and he begins to question whether he will ever be able to change Charles's mind. The tension between them grows as Charles continues to reject Adam's ideas, and Adam starts to feel more isolated in his pursuit of progress. Despite the clash of generations, Adam remains resolute in his belief that change is necessary for the company's survival. He knows that his father's resistance comes from a place of pride and fear, but he is determined to show Charles that his vision can bring the company into the future. Adam's passion for innovation fuels his drive, and he decides that he will not back down from what he believes is best for the company. Realizing that his father will not easily embrace his ideas, Adam takes matters into his own hands. Determined to prove the potential of his automation system, he begins working on a small-scale prototype in his spare time. He spends weeks researching, designing, and collaborating with a few engineers and technicians from the company who share his vision. Adam uses the knowledge he gained from his university studies and applies it to develop a working model of the automation system, demonstrating its potential to improve productivity and reduce costs. When Charles finally sees the prototype in action, he is taken aback by the results. The system operates smoothly, increasing efficiency and lowering operational costs. Charles is impressed by Adam's resourcefulness and the effectiveness of the system, but he is still reluctant to accept the change. However, seeing the tangible results of Adam's work forces Charles to confront his own reluctance to embrace innovation. For the first time, Charles begins to question whether his traditional approach might be limiting the company's growth. Despite his initial resistance, Charles starts to soften. He begins to realize that his son's vision might hold the key to the company's future. Though he is still wary of fully embracing the idea, he acknowledges that Adam's innovation could be the answer to revitalizing the business. The turning point in their relationship comes when Charles admits that he may have been too stubborn in rejecting Adam's ideas and that he is open to exploring the potential of the automation system. With Charles's reluctant approval, Adam is given the green light to implement his automation system across the company's factories. The implementation process is challenging, but ultimately successful. The automation system is integrated into the production line, and the results are immediate and transformative. The company's production efficiency increases dramatically, and labor costs decrease as more tasks are automated. Workers who were previously engaged in repetitive manual labor are reassigned to more skilled and fulfilling roles, and the overall work environment improves. As the company begins to reap the benefits of Adam's innovation, Charles comes to realize that the decision to embrace technology was the right one. The business begins to thrive, attracting new clients, increasing profits, and securing its place as an industry leader. Charles takes pride in his son's accomplishments, and their relationship begins to heal as they work together to shape the future of the company. Adam's vision has not only saved the company, but has also transformed it into a more sustainable and forward-thinking organization. Charles, once resistant to change, now sees the value of innovation and the importance of adapting to the times. Adam's success not only proves that he was right, but also earns him the respect of the company's board and leadership team. As the story reaches its conclusion, the transformation in the relationship between Charles and Adam Matthews is nothing short of profound. What started as a strained father-son dynamic, marked by clashing ideals and contrasting approaches to business, has evolved into a powerful, synergistic partnership. Charles, once a firm believer in traditional methods and hard-nosed business practices, has come to fully appreciate and embrace the creative vision and innovation his son brings to the table. In turn, Adam, who initially struggled under the weight of his father's expectations, now understands the invaluable role his father's experience and wisdom play in shaping the future of the company. The shift is not just a personal one for them, it becomes a defining moment for their family business. Together, Charles and Adam combine the best of both worlds. Charles's vast experience, honed through decades of successful business practice, and Adam's fresh, forward-thinking approach that leverages modern technology and innovation. This unique collaboration bridges the gap between tradition and innovation, proving that the past and future are not opposites, but complementary forces that, when combined, create a stronger, more dynamic foundation for success. Through their partnership, Charles and Adam Matthews not only saved the company from decline, but set it on a trajectory for growth and continued relevance in an ever-evolving marketplace. Adam's idea for automating the manufacturing process, once met with resistance, has now become a cornerstone of the company's future, propelling the business forward in ways Charles never imagined. The company is thriving, expanding its operations, increasing profitability, and making a positive impact in the community, all while maintaining its core values of hard work, discipline, and a commitment to quality. Together, Charles and Adam build a new legacy for the company, one that finds balance between the tried and true principles that have long sustained it and the cutting-edge ideas that will drive its future. They demonstrate that businesses can evolve without losing sight of the values that made them successful in the first place. The company flourishes under their combined leadership, and their relationship, once fractured by misunderstandings and differing perspectives, now serves as a model of collaboration, respect, and mutual support. Their story exemplifies the power of generational collaboration, where the wisdom of experience and the energy of new ideas can coexist to create something far greater than either could achieve alone. As they move forward, Charles and Adam's leadership becomes a testament to the idea that true success is not about holding on to the past or resisting change, but about finding ways to integrate both into a unified vision for the future. Their approach has made the company more adaptable and resilient, better equipped to face the challenges of the modern business world. They understand now that a company's strength doesn't only lie in its profits, but in its ability to innovate, to adapt, and to nurture relationships, both inside and outside the organization. Their story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of leadership that recognizes the value of both experience and fresh perspectives. Charles and Adam's partnership proves that leadership is not about being rigid or holding on to outdated methods, but about listening, learning, and being open to new ideas that can move the organization forward. It is about understanding that while tradition provides a strong foundation, it is innovation that fuels future success. The transformation of their company and their relationship is a lasting example of what can happen when generational collaboration is embraced, when the strengths of both the past and the future are recognized, celebrated, and harnessed for the greater good. The Matthews family business, under their guidance, becomes a beacon of how to thrive in an ever-changing world while remaining true to the values that have always mattered. This partnership, rooted in trust, respect, and a shared vision, becomes the bedrock upon which the company will continue to build a legacy for generations to come. As they continue to lead their company forward, Charles and Adam prove that the future of business is not about adhering strictly to tradition or blindly following the latest trends. It's about creating a space where ideas can flourish, where new and old wisdom can blend seamlessly, and where the legacy of one generation can inform and inspire the next. Through their collaboration, Charles and Adam Matthews not only create a lasting legacy for their business, but also set an example for future leaders, showing that the greatest accomplishments come not from working alone, but from working together. As the story draws to a close, the transformation of both Charles and Adam becomes unmistakably clear, not just in their business endeavors, but also in their evolving father-son relationship. What began as a strained dynamic, rooted in conflicting ideologies about success, has blossomed into a partnership built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared vision for the future. Adam's persistence in pursuing his innovative ideas, combined with Charles's newfound willingness to adapt and support his son, have elevated their company to unprecedented heights, making it a leader in its industry. The journey they have undertaken together demonstrates the profound impact of embracing change and innovation, even in the face of deeply ingrained traditions. Their story underscores the notion that success does not have to come at the cost of abandoning values, but rather by harmonizing the wisdom of experience with the potential of fresh perspectives. Charles, who once fiercely protected the company's traditional methods, has learned that true leadership is not about maintaining the status quo, but about being flexible and receptive to change when it can propel the company forward. Similarly, Adam has come to appreciate the invaluable insights his father offers, recognizing that his father's legacy is not something to be discarded, but something that can be enhanced through innovation. Together, Charles and Adam Matthews create a lasting legacy that is no longer confined to just wealth or status. Their combined leadership transcends the typical markers of success, illustrating that true achievement lies in the ability to merge tradition with modernity, values with innovation. Their story becomes a beacon of inspiration for other business leaders, particularly those who may find themselves at odds with the evolving demands of a rapidly changing world. By embracing both old and new, they prove that the most successful businesses are those built on trust, respect, and collaboration, both within the company and across generations. Moreover, Charles and Adam's partnership illustrates the power of family and business. What once seemed like an insurmountable gap between father and son has been bridged through communication, understanding, and a shared goal. Their journey shows that the relationships that hold the greatest value, whether in family or in business, are those nurtured by open dialogue, mutual support, and a collective commitment to progress. The Matthews family, through their united efforts, has not only built a more prosperous company, but has also fostered a deeper, more meaningful connection that will resonate through future generations. Ultimately, the Matthews legacy is one that transcends wealth. It is a legacy that emphasizes the importance of nurturing ideas, of adapting to the changing tides, and of valuing each person's unique contribution to a greater cause. The story of Charles and Adam Matthews serves as a timeless reminder that the best legacy is not just built on what we leave behind in terms of assets, but on the values we instill, the relationships we cultivate, and the positive impact we make on the world around us. Through their story, they prove that the future is brightest when generations work together, combining their strengths and talents to create something that will endure for years to come.